Life like a ripe plantain. In the deepest corner of Mushin, Lagos, a place where the scent of fried akara chokes the morning sun and the walls sweat poverty, a woman named Mama Kelechi sold ripe plantains under a crooked zinc canopy. Her store was famous, not just because her plantains were as golden as melted bronze, but because they never seemed to rot, even in the blistering Lagos heat. But nobody knew her secret. Not even her son, Kelechi, a quiet 17-year-old boy with tribal marks like thin brush strokes on his cheeks and a voice that carried the softness of early harmattan. What the world called plantains were not from this world at all. Each fruit Mama Kelechi sold held a memory, a stolen emotion, a trapped whisper, a life cut too short. She had a gift. Or a curse. On the day the first strange plantain arrived, the air smelt like old iron and thunder. 20 years ago, Mama Kelechi had walked into the opulent market during a solar eclipse. She had just buried her husband, Baba Nduka, who had died mysteriously with a plantain clenched in his hand and a twisted smile on his lips. Nobody dared eat the fruit. She took it home out of grief or madness, nobody could tell. At night, the plantain whispered to her, "I am not fruit. I am history. I am breath." When she fried it, the oil hissed like a python, and her dead husband's laughter filled the room. Lagos had seen strange things, men who turned into goats, okadas that vanished into thin air, and pastors who walked on lagoon water, but never had they seen ripe plantains that whispered dreams. Mama Kelechi's stall became a shrine. People came not just to eat, but to remember. A woman who had lost her child tasted one and began to cry. She said she saw her daughter smiling inside her bedroom, braiding her doll's hair. A Danfo driver claimed he saw his late father pointing him to a path under the third mainland bridge where a small tin box filled with money was buried. The plantains were ripe, too ripe, and yet never turned black. Mama Kelechi sold them every day, and every day, Lagos bled out one more secret. Kelechi was not ordinary. He didn't know who his father truly was. Mama Kelechi only told him, "Your papa came from the sky, not from this ground." He believed her. At night, he dreamt of himself flying over Balagan Market, his arms outstretched, plantains hanging from his shoulders like feathers. Women threw naira notes at him. Men chanted his name like a song. But Kelechi hated the store. He wanted to be a musician. He created beats from the sounds of frying oil, from BRT horns, from the yells of Agboros. He recorded them on his cheap phone and uploaded them to an app called Beetroot. One of his beats, Ripeness, started gaining attention online. But his mother warned him. Don't chase rhythm when spirits are chasing you. One morning, under a sky painted red with strange clouds, a man appeared at the store. Tall, bald, skin like polished ebony, eyes like roasted charcoal. His name was Boba Yuzu, and he wore a flowing white agbada that never got dirty, even after stepping in gutter water. He spoke in riddles. When the fruit becomes too sweet, it bursts. When the memory becomes too strong, it haunts. Mama Kelechi trembled. She knew him. He was from the other side, the Olaelia, the spirit market where leaves are battered for futures and truth is wrapped in leaves like Iforaro. He had come for the plantains. Your debt is due, he said, tapping the ripest one on the tray. It squealed like a baby goat. That night, Kelechi found a plantain hidden under his mother's pillow. It was glowing, warm, and humming with sound. When he bit into it, he collapsed. His soul traveled. He saw a street paved with gold and banana peels. He saw himself seated on a throne of fire, with dancers around him wearing okrika clothes made of newspaper. His music played from the sky. But then he saw his mother. She was tied to a stake, plantain stuffed in her mouth, eyes wide open. He screamed. Kelechi woke up gasping. The radio was playing his beat, Ripeness. He was viral. Bloggers wrote about him. The boy whose music smells like home. From Mushin to madness, beatmaker of memories. But he didn't care. He rushed to the store. Baba Yuzu was waiting. You have tasted the fruit. Now choose, fame, or your mother. Kelechi didn't hesitate. He slapped the plantain tray off the table. It shattered into 1,000 screams. The sky cracked. People ran as the street split open, revealing faces underneath the tar, faces of those whose memories had been eaten. Mama Kelechi rose from the store, her eyes glowing gold. She walked to her son and said, "You've chosen well." Then she vanished. Kelechi became the biggest music producer in Africa. His songs were hypnotic, filled with the voices of the past. He produced for Wizkid, Burna Boy, Tiwa Savage, but no one knew the price he paid. Every time he released a hit, a ripe plantain appeared on his doorstep. He never touched them again. But sometimes at night, when he closed his eyes, he heard his mother singing behind the frying oil. Life is like a ripe plantain, sweet, soft, and always one moment from rot. 10 years later, on a rainy Lagos afternoon, Kelechi disappeared. All that remained was a note. I've gone to the Olelia to find her. No beat can match a mother's sacrifice. And on the studio table, beside his headphones, was a single ripe plantain, still warm, still humming. Lesson. Not every sweetness is meant to be tasted. Some memories are too ripe to carry. Be careful what you chase, because what you chase may already own you.